During their education, medical residents acquire numerous techniques, surgeries, and procedures that they'll later rely on to save lives. Retaining these skills can truly mean the difference between life and death. With this in mind, a 2006 research study examined a group of surgical residents learning to suture arteries, dividing them into two groups. Both groups received identical study materials, but one group introduced a minor adjustment in how they approached the material. A month later, this group demonstrated significantly better performance in the surgeries compared to the other residents. We'll explore the key to that group's success, along with 2 additional highly effective learning strategies that can be applied both inside and outside the classroom. How the brain retains information. To grasp why these methods are effective, it's essential to understand how the brain learns and retains information. Imagine you're studying the anatomy of the heart. When introduced to a new concept, the memory is briefly stored in groups of neurons located in a brain region called the hippocampus. As you delve deeper into the heart's anatomy, either in lectures or while reviewing for an exam, you repeatedly activate these same neurons. This repeated activity fortifies the connections between the neurons, making the memory more stable. Eventually, the knowledge is stored long-term in another part of the brain known as the neocortex. The process of transferring information from short-term to long-term memory isn't entirely understood, but it's believed to occur between study sessions and, most importantly, during sleep. At this stage, new knowledge is integrated with related concepts you already know, such as how to check heart rate or the anatomy of other organs. This process continues beyond the initial study. Each time you recall the anatomy of the heart, you reactivate the long-term memory, which makes it open to modification. This allows the information to be updated, reinforced, and combined with other knowledge. Test yourself with flashcards. Our first learning strategy leverages this mechanism. Testing yourself with tools like flashcards and quizzes encourages you to actively retrieve information, which enhances and reinforces your memory. Many students prefer methods like rereading textbooks or highlighting notes, but these can create a false sense of mastery because the material is readily available. Self-testing, on the other hand, gives you a clearer picture of what you genuinely know. What if you can't recall an answer while testing yourself? Don't worry. Making mistakes can actually aid long-term learning. It's thought that the effort of searching for the answer activates relevant pieces of information. When you eventually learn the correct answer, your brain integrates it more effectively with what you already know. Mix it up. The second technique builds on the first. When using flashcards, it's better to shuffle them to include multiple topics. This practice, called interleaving, involves studying various subjects in one session, and it results in better memory retention compared to focusing on one topic at a time. One theory is that, similar to testing, switching between topics causes temporary forgetting, followed by retrieval, which strengthens memory. Additionally, interleaving helps you discover connections between topics and develop a clearer understanding of their differences. Space it out. Now that you know how and what to study, let's talk about timing. Spacing your study sessions over several days allows for periods of rest and sleep in between. During these breaks, your brain continues to work by storing and organizing information in the neocortex. Although cramming the night before an exam might seem effective, since the material will feel fresh in your mind, it doesn't promote long-term retention. This concept was demonstrated in the study with the surgical residents. Both groups spent the same amount of time practicing the procedure. However, one group condensed their training into a single day, while the others spread their sessions over 4 weeks. The group with spaced training performed significantly better. The reason all 3 strategies, self-testing, interleaving, and spacing, are effective is that they align with how the brain processes and stores information. These methods enhance the brain's natural ability to sort and preserve the vast amount of knowledge it encounters daily.